The Science of Being Well by Wallace D. Wattles. Chapter 1, The Principle of Health. In the personal application of the science of being well, as in that of the science of getting rich, certain fundamental truths must be known in the beginning, and accepted without question. Some of these truths we state here. The perfectly natural performance of function results from the natural action of the principle of life. There is a principle of life in the universe. It is the one living substance from which all things are made. The living substance permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. It is in and through all things like a very refined and diffusible ether. All life comes from it. Its life is all the life there is. A man is a form of this living substance and has within him a principle of health. The word principle is used as meaning source. The principle of health in man, when in full constructive activity, causes all the voluntary functions of his life to be perfectly performed. It is the principle of health in man which really works all healing, no matter what system or remedy is employed. And this principle of health is brought into constructive activity by thinking in a certain way. I proceed now to prove this last statement. We all know the cures wrought by all the different and often opposite methods employed in the various branches of the healing art. The allopath, who gives a strong dose of a counterpoison, cures his patient, and the homeopath, who gives a diminutive dose of a poison most similar to the disease, also cures it. If allopathy ever cured any given disease, and it's certain that homeopathy never cured that disease. And if homeopathy ever cured an ailment, allopathy could not possibly cure that ailment. The two systems are radically opposite in theory and practice, yet both cure most diseases. And even the remedies used by physicians in any one school are not the same. Go with a case of indigestion to half a dozen doctors and compare their prescriptions. It is more than likely that none of the ingredients in any one of them will be in the others. Must we not conclude that their patients are healed by a principle of health within themselves and not by something in the varying remedies? Not only this, but we find the ailments cured by the osteopath by the manipulations of the spine, by the faith healer with prayer, by the food scientist with bills of fare, by the Christian scientist with a formulated creed statement, by the mental scientist with affirmation, and the hygienist with differing plans of living. What conclusions can we come to in the face of all these facts, but that there is a principle of health which is the same in all people, and which really accomplishes all the cures, and that there is something in all the systems which, under favorable circumstances, arouses the principle of health to action? That is, medicines, manipulations, prayers, bills of fare, affirmation, and hygienic practices cure whenever they cause the principle of health to become active, and fail whenever they do not cause it to become active. Does not all this indicate that the results depend upon the way the patient thinks about the remedy rather than upon the ingredients of the prescription?